Welcome back to Wealth Geniuses. And I know it's been about a year since my last post, but we're going to get back into the swing of things and be more consistent when it comes to reporting the movers and shakers that I call the Wealth Geniuses of Canada. And we won't just limit it to Canadians, we'll have some worldwide as we can, but our niche will be Canadians. But I want to get into the news really quick for the day. So it looks like Bell reported its second quarter profit fell compared with a year ago as its revenue rose. It's traded as BCE Inc. The company said its profit attributable to common shareholders totaled 558 million or 60 cents per diluted share for the quarter ended June 30th, and the result compared with a profit of 579 million or 63 cents per diluted share for the second quarter of 2025. Not too sure what this adds about, but we'll skip through that. And then operating revenue totaled 6.17 billion, up for 6.08 billion a year earlier. The increase came as a service revenue totaled 5.5 billion, up 4.3% from a year ago, partially offset by a 16.3% decline in product revenue to 685 million. So it does go on to let you know the pros and cons, what were the attributing factors, but I'll just give you a real Cole's notes on what happened. So I summarize everything on the Wealth Geniuses Instagram page, so definitely give us a follow when you get a chance over there. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube page so we can continue giving you some content, be some more on camera, some streaming and things like that as we go through the news and who's of and who's making the business moves, as well as interviews. But getting back to the Bell Canada news, Bell Canada's profits, they did drop, and this might be a plus for your phone bill, actually, which might get cheaper, and I'll tell you why. So again, we went through the BCE, or briefly went through the BCE Q2 breakdown, which involved AI, phone wars, and will contribute to your wallet. And the winners of this was phone and internet users. Carriers are cutting prices to win you over. And movie and sports fans, their app Crave, they actually hit a over 5 million subscribers. And then tech and AI businesses using Bell's new super fast data centers were all winners. And then when it comes to the losers, the stock investors, so those who have stock in BCE, their spare cash fell to 9.5%, which kept stock prices down. From what I read, some of the prices were relatively flat throughout the year. And then old home phones, not sure who's still using it. Maybe my mom, but even she's transitioning over to moving the home line over to her cell phone. And landline usage dropped another 5.4%. And then Bell's bank account, there's high interest rates are making debt expensive. They took out some loans to invest in some AI. So that they're paying some high interest rates on at the moment. So Bell's bank account is taking a hit on these Q2 reporting. When it comes to what this means for you, cheaper phone plans. So phone companies are actually fighting right now to keep you as a client. So use this to negotiate. And you're going to be getting faster internet, especially if you're a Bell user, as they invest into the fiber technology. Fiber internet is rolling out to more Canadian neighborhoods. So definitely something that you want to be keeping an eye on, to making sure that if you're on the cable internet, you may want to make that switch to fiber so you get a faster internet speed. And then investing lessons. High interest rates hurt big company stocks. So as if you are an investor, you may want to look at your portfolio, see how it's been performing when it comes to the BCE stocks, and do some more digging or seek financial advice to see what this means for your long-term investment, or if you're trading, apply accordingly. Now, what you should do now is the first thing, the do's, is call your phone provider and ask for a lower rate. And also check if fiber internet is available in your area. These are going to be your leverage tactics. So when you give them a call, You want to make sure that you're leveraging, let's say, an existing contract that's out there. If you see a good phone plan, use them as a crutch to say, this is what this company's offering, and I want to see if you guys can match this. And most likely with this reporting, they should be able to negotiate with you on your phone bill. But we'll see. We'll see what the feedback is on that. And then don't stay on an old expensive phone contract. I fall into this bucket. I pretty much set it and forget it and do pre-auths. But if we want to turn into wealth geniuses, we got to save as well. So definitely going to be giving my phone provider a call after this to see what we can do after hearing this news. And then don't ignore how interest rates affect your investments. You might overlook it, but as the company's borrowing money and interest rates, especially at this time of the year, with inflation and things like that are happening, you want to look into your investments and make sure that they're all good. So what I've called to action to my followers or anyone reading this content is just drop sell in the comments. And I actually have a 3-step script that I put together to approach your phone provider. You can read it verbatim. You could put your own flavor to it. And let's see some more. Let's have a discussion, see what worked, what didn't. Leave it in the comments. If they didn't budge at all on your phone bill or they gave you hassle, let's discuss and see what these companies are actually doing to help us out as consumers. Because right now, I think the ball is in our court, and they want to keep us at any way they can. So definitely like, subscribe, comment. Definitely join us on Instagram. We're going to be putting up some stuff on all social media platforms, so expect to see some more presence, whether it's on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube for sure. We're going to be using it as a vehicle, do some streaming where we go through the latest news, have a discussion, start building a community, especially in the Canadian market, and then follow some of the guys and gals and business minds that are in our country already, like some of the people that are making money, do a little pocket watching here and there, and then even get some interviews and content created where we dig into the mind of these wealth geniuses, get some not feedback, but get some guidance and stories. I love stories, hearing like how people got to where they got to, what were their trials and tribulations, and advice, some wealth advice, and not just wealth geniuses, but even people who are in the market, like within stocks, whether there's government tax breaks, things like that. Get the discussion going and start building a community and let this thing grow, because I'm sure we all know financial literacy wasn't the biggest thing in school, or was barely covered in school. And I think that's a thing where a lot of our generations, now that we have all this information at our fingertips, let's start educating each other and turning ourselves into wealth geniuses. I'm coming into this a blank canvas, always been intrigued on wealth and how wealth is built. And I'm sure I'm not the only one here. So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what are some things you want to know or see on this channel, on this platform, things we can do more or less of to keep you guys locked in. And I'll catch you on the next one.